Hey, Breezy Gaming TV here, back with another video. I promised to make one video per week. I was out of town last week, so now I'm here. So I'm gonna make it up by having two videos this week. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about my IGL Series Part 2. In this video, I'm gonna explain what's an execute and what's a contact play and what's a rush play. So and also which one to use at what time. It doesn't matter what kind of guns you have. I'm just explaining like what is what. So let's start with the basic one. An execute. An execute is when a team throws set grenades and set nades, set smokes, set mollies over. So it could be a classic A take. So let's say like a team's getting A. So you guys know the standard smokes, right? Someone's going A with the three smokes here, right? Right. So that's an A execute. So that's an A execute. There's also mollies that can be used, such as this molly here. People can use this molly here, and people that are doing the smokes, they're gonna flash over. So that's an execute. When people are actually throwing things over and simultaneously, that's like a strategy. But we call in CS:GO we call them an execute. So sometimes when you're playing on the CT side and you're like, oh, they're executing A and need help, that's because you see some smokes, some flashes, some grenades, some Molotovs over. So you're gonna have to call it for your team to rotate. It could be a fake, but let's just stick to like let's say that these are real executes, these are real rushes, and these are real contact plays. So no fakes in this case, okay? So that's an execute. An execute play is really good against um, teams that don't have the necessary gun to really play against you. So perhaps they have an opper. So if they have an opper and they're trying to play jungle, stairs, or CT, if you smoke those three spots, they won't be able to hold you. So smokes are really good against oppers, primarily oppers, and two, people are always playing in the back of the sites. So let's say they don't expose themselves, they're playing very careful. Let's say they're playing CT, they're playing deep jungle or deep stairs or under palace, and you wanna, they're not peeking, so you can't get an entry frag by just getting a pick. So executes are really good for that. Now, executes are really bad against teams that know how to counter executes. Executes are always a 50-50, which I like because you'd rather have 50-50s than a 40-60 because the odds are stacked against you. A 50-50 is a pretty good chance that you might win the round. The cons about an execute is uh, if your whole team is executing and the CT is already pushed up for information, so you might be against a stack. Executing also means that, well, you have nowhere to go. Remember, no fakes. That you have nowhere to go. You threw all your smokes over. So, one, your grenade usage is down. So, utility is going to get down really fast because when you do an execute, normally at least three smokes are used, at least four flashes are used, at least two Molotovs are used. So, the utility goes down. So, the problem with that is post plant might get really difficult. Or two, maybe they have really good counters, so maybe they Molotov a ramp for you guys, the Molotov Palace. So like your smokes are being delayed, so like you're pressed on time. So an execute might fail in that case. So that's an execute. A contact play now. What's a contact play? Contact play is when you don't make any noise and you're with your team and you're just like, hey, let's just contact play. Let's not throw anything over. Let's just on the first contact that's when we explode. When they see us, we go. So let's say I'm playing ARAM. Let's say I'm the entry fragger, which I am for my team. So I'm just gonna, try to see if I can get any picks here. Contact play, no noise, and I try to see someone. And if I don't see anyone here, thing sandwich. Sorry, I forgot to clear that. Oh, someone saw me here. I'm like, guys, they saw me. Let's go fast. And we're gonna try to crowd over the site, trade some frags, and try to get the bomb plant. So that's a contact play. So what's a contact play? You guys make sure that you guys are quiet as hell. So no running, no jumping. Everyone, make sure you guys walk. Try not to be spotted too early. So like you don't want to be too wide. So like I wouldn't tell the Palace guy to go in first because it's kind of easy to spot Palace because there's only one entrance. As in ramps a little bit bigger, they can explode Tetris, they can explode on site directly and stuff like that. So that's a contact play. A contact play is when you don't make noise and you try to overwhelm the bomb site without the sound cues. Now, The pros of a contact play. A pros of a contact play is when the other team plays very counter style. So let's say like um they play very contact. No, they play very sorry reaction. Like they use a reaction towards you because they're like, oh, if they come A, they're probably gonna throw some stuff over. So might as well just have a Molotov ready for it. Like he'll be doing this or he'll be just chilling, right? And that's when contact plays are good because it creates an element of surprise that maybe you do one shoulder peek too late and you don't see anyone because they walk to the other side and you don't have any sound cues and you still have your Molotov out. Next thing you know, you're just chilling here, and someone just comes out of palace walking because you're still looking here, and one taps you because you had never had any sound cues. Or perhaps someone could be posted up with an op on CT. Let's say like there's someone playing here, and they're just looking at palace here. They don't see anything at all, and they're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna look A ramp for a second. Oh shit, the operator's already posted on me, and I die. So contact plays are good as an element of surprise against people that play too passive. When they play very passive, let's say they're playing behind CT or behind stairs and they're not really looking at your direction, like especially if a guy plays right here or if a guy plays right here like that because they think that they're probably gonna throw nades over, then you can actually surprise kill the guy that's on connector. And by the time they realize that you guys are on A, you guys already probably planted a bomb and you guys kill CT already because he wasn't ready for it. So that's a contact play. Contact play is really good, not just for like surprising people, but it's also good on a pistol round. Think of it like because if you're not giving away any sound cues, you have more chances of planting a bomb because most of the time the bomb sites only have one or two people on the site. So a contact play might be smart if you guys have a hard save. Let's say you guys are all like 2K, like barely 2K, and you guys kind of want a bomb plant so you can buy a knob next round. If you're 2K and you have max bonus, you can probably just buy an AK and your full utility, but you can't buy an op and have a full armor. So that's when you really want that bomb plant and try to get your team a knob on their hands, or perhaps just try to win the round as well. So contact plays are really smart in maps that have more than one entrances. So B apps contact play, it's kind of tough because once they spot you, well, it's kind of a trap. They can nade, they can molly it. It can work. I'm telling you, it can work. But it's up to you as an IGL to see if you want to execute or you want to contact. Now comes the last one, a rush. A rush is when the full team just sprints, makes a lot of noise, and gets on the site. It could have some flashes over, or could not even have any flashes over. But the idea is to try to one, maybe catch the CTs off guard because maybe they're used to you playing very slow pace that they just have their mollies or they have this smoke on hand, so they don't have a gun out, so they take it for granted. Um, a rush is also good against a team that's not coordinated enough. So let's say um, if you're rushing A and they only have two here and like there's always one going connector. So let's say like, oh, I'm always gonna go connector because the other team always takes middle. So I'm gonna play connector this game and support the connector guy. But in reality, the five T's are already rushing on site. But this guy here, it was still like fiddling with his smokes, right? Oh, I'll smoke a ramp, I'm gonna nade it, and by the time he does this, there's like you see like 3 or 4 CT terrorists coming out with pistols, and that's an easy kill because most CTs don't really buy head armor because they're expecting a force buy with AK sometimes. But if you come out with 5 Glocks, this guy's toast. Even though he had head armor, he's toast. So rush could be good for that, for that. The times that rushes are not good is when the CTs play for information. So let's say a CT plays on the palace, he'll hear right away that you guys are rushing because there's a lot of sound cues. So the problem is the sound cues. So they can easily tell the whole team to rotate, or the team, his teammate from connector or jungle or whatever there are, just to throw flashes over and then turn around and then peek on you and get like 3, 4, or 5 kills. It's possible. So rush is good for teams that switch things up. So let's say like if you like switching things up, like 3 rounds in a row, you guys smash mid, and like they lost control of middle, and you guys won the round by going middle. Then the next round you're like, you know what? Let's change the pace. Let's rush A. Let's rush A because we know that one guy's playing connector all the time. and then you guys win the round automatically because one cannot hold five unless, I mean, they get lucky or they do a really good pop flash and has godly aim. Um, so that's really good for those situations. It's not just for pistol rounds. A lot of people think that rushing is only good when you guys have pistols, Glocks, or really a bad buy. But personally, I use rushes even when I have full buy because I am, as an IGL, you're supposed to know like what they do. So like if you notice that they be crowning cat, window, and connector, they've been doing 1-3-1. Let's just rush A or rush B, and they're gonna it's in a bag. So rushes are good when you kind of set the tone before, and then you switch things up. So it's all about tempo. As a terrorist, you choose a tempo, whatever you want. So in general, these are the set strats or set takes that you can use for your team. So you can do executes, which I explained by throwing set smokes over, having set flashes over, having set Molotovs over. Can also have a contact play, which is very silent, but you could die to an opper because I mean that's kind of easy. If they have an opper that's scoped in on you already, that's kind of easy to stop you. So you gotta really be careful about your contact plays. Know where the opper is. That's contact. I love contact plays too personally because it creates an element of surprise. Even if they have an opper there, the opper kills you, but the whole team's already on site and planted, and the opper can't do things after. That's cool. Uh, also, rush rushing a site is also a classic. Back in the days when Dust 2 was very prominent, everyone would be like, "Hey, let's just rush B, suka bliat, rush B," right? So that's very iconic as well. That's when you have like five people just charging in and trying to trade frag. Like, let's not throw anything over, or you could throw things over. It's also a different element of surprise, but you might have some sound cues that might cause a faster rotation over. I know it's a lot of talk in this video. My IGL series will be a lot of talking, so it's like coaching from a distance. So I hope that this video helps some new aspiring IGLs. Even if you're not an IGL, if you have any questions about some stuff, you can let me know. But I'm really dedicated to make an IGL series because that's what I am, and I hope that I can pass on my knowledge to people that kind of want to become IGLs in the future. Take care, guys.